Here are 12 sneaky details you missed in Inside Out 2. Number 1. Have you noticed that broccoli is still on the table even though Riley have hated it since she was a kid? Because if you remember in the first movie, you can clearly see Riley crying and throwing the broccoli. But even as a teenager, Riley picks everything up, leaving the broccoli behind, which shows that she still hates it. Number 2. Now, if you look at her mom's control console, it actually have a much fewer buttons than Riley's. And this is actually because as you grow up, people tend to learn how to control their emotions, which results in a simpler counsel. Number 3. Have you noticed that Riley's parent didn't go home after they drop her off? Now, we know that Riley was going to stay at the camp for a few weeks, so after they picked up Bree and Grace for the summer camp, we see Riley takes only one bag, which was very surprising because if you look at the car, it actually had 3 bags and neither Bree or Grace took any. So her parents actually left with the 2 bags, which is her mom and dad's. And this shows that her parents actually had a plan of their own after dropping them off. And even in the car, you can see her dad had some naughty ideas for their time together. So we might actually see Riley with a little sister on Inside Out 3. Number 4. Have you wondered how anxiety knew Sadness stole the phone? Now that's because the console actually shows a color when it's touched. So when Sadness touched it using the phone, you can clearly see it turn blue, which is her color. Number 5. Did you know Grace have a secret crush? Now it's clear that Riley have a huge crush on Lance, who is a game character. But apparently Grace also likes Pugh, who's another game character, and she even have it on her shirt. Number 6. Now we all know Anger has no hair due to the fire on his head, but he might actually have hair on other parts of his body, since it won't be burned. Number 7. Inside Out just showed how men deal with anxiety, and it's surprisingly different from girls. Because in one of the scenes where her mom's anxiety comes to the scene, Sadness quickly gives her a tea, which is how most girls deal with it, because we also see the same thing happen with Riley, where Joy gave anxiety a tea to help her calm down. But this is actually different from men, because when anxiety came into Riley's dad, Anger just put on the sport, which immediately calmed him down, which is how most guys deal with it. Number 8. Did you notice Nostalgia wears this rose-tinted glasses? And this actually refers to viewing something better than it actually was, which is a 90s reference where some people would actually color their eyeglasses with a reddish-pink color, and this was actually believed to make the world appear warmer and softer than it actually was, which is exactly what Nostalgia does. Number 9. Do you know why ennui is French? Now the first theory is that Riley actually heard that ennui means boredom, and that it stuck with her, leading it to manifest in her mind. And this is possible because we know that Riley took French classes, but even though she took the classes, she actually hated it. Number 10. Did you know that Anger uses a tin foil for a blanket? Now he actually uses it to retain his body temperature and keep him warm, since a normal blanket would actually catch on fire. Number 11. Do you know Riley wears black when she's sad? Now if you look at the time when she had no friends as well as the time she left her house, we can see her wearing a black jacket. But that's not just it, because every color that Riley wears is actually a reflection of her emotion. So in Inside Out 2, we see her wear orange when she's anxious, since that's actually the color of anxiety. And we even see her wearing a yellow jacket when she's happy, and blue when she's sad. But underneath that, she's always wearing this rainbow shirt, which actually represents a balance of all the emotions since it's got all the colors. Number 12. Did you notice that Riley's dad's disgust looked like a girl? Now in the first movie, disgust had a more masculine look, just like the other emotions, but on the second one, he actually have a long eyelashes and even put on a blush, which makes him look like a girl. And the thing is, disgust always look like the things they hate, because if you look at Riley's disgust, she looks exactly like a broccoli, even though she hates it very much. So this means Riley's dad might actually have an issue with the LGBT community, since he actually looked like one. And this could actually complicate things in Inside Out 3 if Riley end up being gay.